So Dame Dash came out on his American New channel. I mean American New Network that's on YouTube and spoke out about some things. This is all allegedly, but he was speaking on the Jaguar Wright situation with Jay-Z and just the way that the Piers Morgan and everything that went down in the interview and how Piers Morgan ended up getting the cease and desist. And he was just saying that in the situation that Dame Dash was in, he's had experiences with the lawyers recently, with Jay-Z's lawyers, and just was saying everything about how Piers Morgan got a cease and desist, but they really didn't send anything out for Jaguar Wright, which is, kind of odd when you're dealing with, if you don't want anybody to say anything about what you have going on or your business, you would put one out for her. I mean, it's happened in situations with him where he's been had things where he had to go to court about, and he's been sued about it. And for some reason, the one person who's actually going around, which is Jaguar Wright, going around saying a lot of things about what's going on in the industry, she's not really being tried. You know what I'm saying? They're not really trying to stop her from saying what she's saying. It's kind of odd to a lot of people. Most people it's not odd to, because they've been along the way as far as seeing her go about just every story she's told and everything else along the way. But a lot of people didn't really believe a lot of stuff with Diddy. So this whole situation with Jay-Z and everyone else and the Piers Morgan situation, it's kind of odd, It raises a lot of eyebrows with people seeing it that Jaguar Wright went on the show. That was kind of shocking to a lot of people. Came out of nowhere. And then Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyers sending a cease and desist. That kind of being weird and odd too, because everybody's like, okay, so it wasn't directly to Jaguar Wright. And another thing that was odd was nobody's really went at her at all. She's had some situations, but not really directly with what she's been talking about. And also, so Dame Dash was like, that's kind of odd. You usually want somebody to stop saying things about you. Just even, just so it won't be in the public. But to do a cease and desist to Piers Morgan and not to her, to do a defamation or a lawsuit is kind of weird. And he said in his situation with the lawyers that people were representing Rock Nation or whatever, Rockefeller, that they're not even the guys who have sole custody of anything. You have people that's representing that's not really representatives. Dame Dash was like, okay, I have my part in the thing, and somebody else has their piece. And we have guys that's lawyers and other people that's kind of coming in trying to represent everything, and they're not really a representative. So it's kind of weird, the whole situation. He was trying to kind of breaking things down as far as when he's gotten some kind of legal actions between him and, the guy we're referring to. But I don't know, it's kind of odd. It does raise eyebrows when I seen it. I think it goes to show a lot of other people like, hey, don't do that or we'll pull it down, or don't do an interview. That's more so what I've gotten from it recently. Like, don't do any business with her, or we're just going to shoot it down anyways, instead of directly just dealing with that person. I've seen it happen before, where you have people that's either dated a lot of people, been in the same groups. That's why a lot of times when you have groups or singers or rappers or bands like rock bands that break up, they usually don't include another person in reunions or documentaries, because they like, well, just don't group me in with this person. I'm not dealing with this person, so I have somebody else speak for them, or just try to replace the person. So that happens all the time. But Yeah, it's kind of odd. I didn't know the whole situation about with Dame Dash though, with dealing with his lawyers and guys calling up like they represent the whole company as far as Rockefeller. That's pretty weird, but I don't know. It's kind of odd, man. Definitely odd. It definitely is odd. But I've noticed over the last couple of years, a lot of these people have been putting out lawsuits. Been in the courtroom a lot of times. I knew Dame Dash was in the courtroom for the reasonable doubt when he was trying to sell that or auction it off. I knew when that started going on, it got weird. I was like, yeah, this is weird. They trying to make him sell this and stuff. It got weird. So ever since then, I knew he's been on. Well, they've been on a witch hunt for him. But he said a lot of good things though. If you go on this page and actually see what he said, it made a lot of sense. Like, why would you not go after the person who said it? Why would you go after the person who broadcast something rather than? Because usually when you look at certain interviews that people go on, they'll respond to somebody and be like, hey, that's not true. But they'll also make sure that they can either double back on their own story, or they usually just put something out like, hey, we're not dealing with this person. I don't even know why y'all interviewed that person. So usually that's what happens. And they'll come back or have it taken down, come back and do their own interview, or there'll be some actions going on, but it was just like a warning almost. It was a warning. And an apology, but really didn't make a lot of sense. But from what I've seen, that was kind of something that happened with Diddy. When Diddy was on Jimmy Kimmel, and they brought up his old security guard, Gene. When they brought his name up, his eyes got big and he got mad. Are y'all playing with me right now? That's when I knew. I was like, yeah, Diddy done. They finna turn the heat up on him. As you seen recently, that's been going on. But yeah, I've been seeing recently that a lot of times in the last 10 years, they used to put down a lot of different stuff that comes out about Jay-Z. It's like a lot of people going after Jay-Z now. I don't know what's made everybody change their mind about him. And Beyonce. I've seen that the news about her has kind of died down, but it's still a lot of, energy behind it. But the support really hasn't been as much as it was, I'd say 5, 6, 10 years ago. But recently it's kind of went down. But Dame Dash really told some truth on there. He told a lot of truth. He always tell the truth most of the time. But he told a lot of truth on there, like, why you ain't suing her? And who would run around and just make up that type of stuff anyways? That's the type of thing. We've had the internet around a long time. A lot of people have said things on the internet, but 9 times out of 10, and let's be honest, unless somebody wants some clickbait or something, people really don't run around on the internet and try to put out the wrong stories. Even people who put out industry information and stories, let's just say most of the news that's coming out now, people were saying those videos about Diddy and other things that were coming out 10 years ago was fake. So most of the stuff that people call fake, they call it real news later on. I can prove that all day. I know so many stories where people was just doubting. Oh, well, that don't sound true. He wouldn't do that. He got this much money. Why would he want to do that? When I heard those type of things, I knew then, people gonna be shocked if they start to hear the truth about some of this stuff that goes on. And as you seen recently, a lot of people are shocked. Dame Dash ain't shocked because they pushed him out of the room a long time ago. And Dame Dash said, how can I be around that stuff with Diddy and I invented the word pause? I'm going to be around some freak offs and everything, and I invented the words pause, I'm like, hey, pause, pause, pause. They ain't finna be around that. Definitely not. And it's funny he said that because as soon as that started to get a little popular a little bit, he started to lose a lot of power. They got him up out of there too. People thought that stuff wasn't true years ago, but they're starting to realize now that's old news to a lot of people. But yeah, that's what I was saying too. Ain't nobody really about to slow down with Jaguar Wright talking about because you can't. Too many people have reported it already. TMZ, a lot of other people too. But TMZ, they put out a lot of news about that stuff. A lot. They kind of behind on that.